So when I heard about the new pad points and all the pad walls in Lego stores, I knew I had to go to Legoland because Legoland has a wall that's twice the size of a standard pick-a-brick wall. So I knew that I had to go there because I figured I was going to find all the great pieces that people were finding all over the other Lego stores, and I was super hyped to go there. But what I found when I got there was very disappointing. This is all I ended up getting. Instead of getting like the big $80 bag, I decided to just get a $3 bag because, like I said, I wasn't very happy with what I found there. And I'll show you what I got in here and what I think of the pieces and why I'm so disappointed at what I found. But before I crack this open, I want to tell you these two things right here. I got two little annual pass holder magnets when I made this purchase. They probably had extra from Ninjago weekend, which was back early February. So they just handed me two of them. And then I also got this, which if you don't know what this is to, this is a minifigure display stand, and it actually has a cucumber right there. So this is to a collectible minifigure. I actually found this like in the middle of a walkway outside in Legoland. So I didn't steal it. It was just there. Technically, whoever dropped it littered because it's plastic and it was just laying on the ground. So I picked this up. So I got this free piece of Lego while I was at Legoland. So that's kind of cool. But let's set this aside and let's take a look at what pieces I actually did find on the wall. So besides all the pieces that I've already gotten off the wall, they did have a few new pieces. Not the ones that I was hoping they would have, but they did have some new ones that I did not have. And some of them were actually pretty cool, but for the most part, most of the pieces were just the standard pieces that they usually have, on the pad wall. They've been there for like a year or so. So here is all the pieces that were in that little $33 bag, I believe they are. Like I said, I got quite a few of these. Don't know the exact amount, but I got quite a few of those actually. And all the other pieces, here's some of the smaller ones. You can see none of them are like that special. These were kind of just filler pieces because I was getting all these and throwing them in the bag. And, that was leaving a lot of open space. So I got a lot of small pieces to throw in between all of these. And then some of the bigger ones that I also haven't gotten before are the steering wheel. They have a nice white picket fence element. I probably should have got more of these, but I didn't get that many. You can see I got a few, but not that many. There's like this little ladder piece, which I thought was pretty cool. They had 2x2 dark red slopes. And then they had this like a specialty plate with bars on 8 sides. So yeah, this is a pretty good piece. I've gotten this in, I think, dark metal gray. I think maybe, I don't know. I know I've gotten this in a different color, but they had it in black, and I like getting specialty pieces. And then you can see some of these pieces right here that I did not show you. So these were actually in one giant bin. So Legoland, they have like a big bin where I guess they throw like leftover pieces or whatever to mocks they build. And they actually had a few of these. So I got a few of each of these elements, whatever I could find in there. So these weren't actually on the pad wall, but they did have some of these in like that random bin. So I got some of these because I thought these colors in this specific piece, I don't really have any. So, it was nice to find something like that on there. But this is exactly what I found on the wall, and you can see it's nothing what the Elo pad walls look like. And so I was super disappointed because if Legoland had what the Elo pad walls had, there would be so many different pieces here. There would be so many leafy elements and plant elements and masonry bricks, and I was super hyped to go there. And that's why I was very disappointed when I actually went there. When I do go there next time, if it has not changed and they still do not have those pieces, I'm going to ask an employee if they are going to change. And if not, I might have to make my way to another Lego store, like a standard Lego retail store, to see if I can get some of those awesome pieces, because I don't really want to miss out on all those great, fun elements, especially when I'm going to be building a castle mark, within the next month or two. And out of all these pieces, these are definitely my 4 favorite pieces I found. Maybe not this one as much because it's that dark red color and I'm just scared it's going to break like all the yellow red pieces. But these 3 especially are my favorite pieces. I was really happy I was able to find these, and that's why I decided to get, a bag and buy pieces. I thought about not getting pieces at all, but I just couldn't pass up on a cool crate piece like this, especially when I've never seen before on that wall. But let me know what y'all think about these pieces here. and if you think Legoland will actually switch their pieces to all the new pad wall pieces. And I hope you all enjoy this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let's go to the next one.